Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little harder for me to film. I'm not wearing makeup, just in case I cry. But I probably won't, honestly. I've told this story so many times, like somebody else's reality, not mine. I had a very concerned friend tell me that they are worried that I'm using this video to get unwanted attention from rapists. So I want to be very clear about why I'm making this video. I want people who have gone through this to have something to relate to know that they are not alone. Like I felt for the 9 months before I told anybody. I want people who are watching a loved one go through this kind of pain, not to know how much it hurts, but to know why it hurts. I want people who don't know what it's like, who don't have any association with it, to know why it is so hard. I'm just gonna dive in. Wow, got a lioness over here. So my story basically is that when I was 11, I was at a friend's sleepover and went downstairs to use the restroom, and there he was, digging through drawers or whatever. I assume he was some sort of burglar. I don't know. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the family or anything because it's my story, not theirs, really, I guess. And I'm also not going to go into too much detail about exactly what happened because who wants to hear that? 9 months after it happened is when I told the first person, not because I didn't want to talk about it, but because I was in such denial that it happened. I didn't want to admit it to myself. I don't even remember what was going through my head when I just started talking about it. It was someone who now is one of my best friends, but someone I had just met the day before, I think. So that's when I started telling people and admitting it to myself. It was a lot to process. I think one of the reasons why at that point I didn't want to tell anybody, because yeah, I had faced it, but the reason that I wasn't going to my parents or anyone else was because I didn't remember any of it. I assumed that meant I must have been drugged or something, but now I know when you face a traumatic experience, you oftentimes push back the memory and choose to forget it subconsciously. Once I told the first person, it became a lot easier to tell more and more people. But then one of those people wasn't someone that I could trust. I'm not proud of it, but I saw it in my head as the whole school knowing, and boom, rage just filled every bone in my body, and I slapped her across the face, and she went to the principal, who called me into his office, gave me a stern talking to about how your friend telling your secret isn't a reason to slap them. Of course, I didn't want to tell what the secret was, so I don't really blame him for thinking that. I know I must have sounded so ridiculous. Why did you slap her? Because she told my secret. I needed someone to talk to. I wanted to come back and add that that is really important to think about, is that sure, I should have gone to more trustworthy people, trustworthy adults, but I was so desperate for someone to talk to that I didn't know where else to go. I did, but I didn't like my options. Because of all this, my parents knew that I had slapped someone, and they knew that I had told the school it was because she told a secret. So my parents, of course, wanted to know what the secret was, and eventually it came out, and a police report was made. This was April, so 2 months before it would have been a year. I remember not doing much talking to the police, but I will never forget the day that the person working my case looked at me. 12-year-old girl, there's nothing I can do for you. The family whose house it was at had moved across the country. Why they couldn't have made contact with that state's police, I will never know, but because it was out of their jurisdiction, they could not help me. And yeah, of course, I don't know if that was a valid reason. I don't know if them being across the country was a big enough reason for them not to be able to help me. I don't know, because they didn't feel the need to explain that to me. My case was closed the second it was opened. Gotta look up the statistics here. I read something on RAIN, which is what does, oh, it's actually already in my search bar because I've searched it before. Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. It is the nation's largest anti-sexual violence organization. And it is one that I have been following since I admitted to myself all of this. Out of every 1,000 rapes, 994 perpetrators will walk free. Out of 1,000, this is all out of 1,000, 310 are reported to the police. 57 reports lead to arrests. 11 cases get referred to prosecutors. 7 cases will lead to a felony conviction. And 6 rapists will be incarcerated. 6 out of 1,000. Why is it that somehow people find ways to get someone who has raped another human being free? My case will never be solved. I've learned to accept that, but why can't this be changed? Why can't future cases, not mine, mine is a closed case, why can't future cases of this kind of thing be closed? Not because it is unsolvable, but because the government did everything that they could to put whoever it was behind bars. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I know this was probably a hard video to watch, but I do want people to understand not just what it's like, because I mean, it's not a secret that nobody can understand what it's like unless this situation has happened to them. But hopefully you can have a little bit more education on why it is so hard. So thank you guys so much for watching. I am very, very thankful. I'm not even gonna do the whole thumbs up, subscribe thing, because honestly, just you guys watching makes me so happy. I wanted to start my channel by posting something cheerier, but honestly, I just wanted to get this out of the way, and I feel like if I don't tell my story, then you guys will have a harder time understanding everything else that I'm going to post. The hope is that this video makes at least one person's time here on Earth a little bit easier, and that something good comes from this very bad thing that happened to me. And this is my last effort to make sure that that happens. So yeah, thank you so much. Bye!